Hey everybody, this is D Hunter bringing you another action figure review. Today we're going to be looking at the Neca Predator Ultimate Scout Predator from Predator 2. Now the Scout Predator appeared at the end of Predator 2 when Harrigan killed the City Hunter and the entire Lost Tribe came out to carry his body away. NECA's made the entire Lost Tribe before, but they're revisiting them again for Predator 2's 30th anniversary, and they're making them all in their ultimate format, which means increased articulation and accessories. So let's go and check out the packaging here. Predator 2, Ultimate Scout Predator. Here he is, looking like he's from the comics, drawn. He's holding his large plasma rifle. He's got his claws out, his disc, his mask on. I see in the background we've got a Weyland-Yutani building. Pretty nice detail. The top, Predator 2, Ultimate Scout Predator. One side, Predator 2. This is the second figure in the 30th anniversary collection. On the other side, Predator 2, 30th anniversary collection. At the bottom, there is a barcode in case that helps anybody, as well as a bunch of credits. And then on the back, here he is, posed up with his rifle and mask on, with his mask off, and then just standing there. There is a little bio on him. If you want to read it, go ahead and pause now. And then on the right, we've got a checklist of all the other anniversary figures, and I'm hoping for a little more when they're done with those. This is one of NECA's ultimate figures. He's in the window box packaging. You can open it up. One side, you can see, here's the figure. And the other side, here he is with all of his accessories laid out. So no further ado, let's open him up. Alright, now that we got this figure out of the package, here he is with all of his accessories laid out, and he does come with quite a bit of stuff. He comes with a long-range blaster rifle, extended and ready to go. He also has the long-range blaster rifle compressed, and that'll fit onto his back. He comes with a Gauntlet Blaster. He has a blast effect for the long-range blaster rifle. He has a little cover to cover up the peg on his back in case the rifle is not holstered. He has 3 alternate hands, totaling 5 interchangeable hands. He's got a combi stick, both compressed and extended. He's got a disc, both open and closed. And then he has 2 different heads, one with a mask on and one with a mask off. But before we look at the accessories, let's check out the actual figure. So here he is, the Ultimate Scout. After the Lost Predator, he's the second in the 30th anniversary collection, and if you count the Ultimate City Hunter, the third Ultimate Predator for Predator 2. See, he's got that one large shoulder pad, got the blaster cannon on his shoulder, and I believe that matches the City Hunters. His mask looks a lot like the Predator from the first film, the Jungle Hunter. Going down, he's got the net on his body. Looks like he's got a couple ball joints in his torso. Double jointed elbows. His claws are bloody. He's got the computer on his wrist. Can open up. It's hinged. Going further down, he can holster his disc. He's got double jointed legs. Overall, looking pretty nice. On the back side here, this is where he can attach his blaster rifle. And then, here's the figure broken down as far as he can go, with all of his removable parts detached. So now, let's check out his accessories, and let's start off with his hands. Here he is with his first pair of hands. These are his open and outstretched hands. And here he is with his next pair of hands. These are both gripping hands. The right has a much smaller grip, and the left a little bit larger. And then he's got one more hand, another alternate right hand. It's sort of a semi-open hand. Should be able to hold something more on the larger end. Now let's look at his heads. Comes with 2 heads, one with the mask on, one with the mask off. Here he is with his first head. This one has the biomask off, and I will say it looks pretty good. I don't believe you actually saw him with his mask off in the film, so NECA decided to sort of create what he would look like underneath, and it looks pretty cool. His mandibles are very unique. Usually the top one is facing down, and the bottom one's facing up. Kind of makes you wonder how he's going to be able to close his mouth. But I'll tell you, his eyes, little turtle shell look at the top, it all looks good. He does have kind of a flat top on his head. If you look at it from this angle, looks a little odd there. And here he is with his second head. This one has the biomask on. I personally prefer the Predators with their mask on, but with this guy, I'm probably going to display him with the unmasked head, as the previous version had the mask on, so I can have him displayed with both different heads. Now let's look at his long-range blaster rifle, arguably the coolest of his accessories. He has one that's extended and ready to be fired. He has another one that's compressed down. Like a lot of the Predator weapons, it can compress down and holster onto his suit. And then he has a cover for his back in case he's using the rifle. Now in his description, it said he was an expert at long-range weapons. He would focus on secondary targets as the entire tribe took out their primary target. It also said that in Predator culture, using a rifle like that is dishonorable, but he's allowed to use it because he custom made his own rifles, and as long as he focuses on secondary targets and doesn't interfere with the primary hunt, it's okay. So here's the larger version of the rifle in the back. You can see it's got a handle. Looks like Predator technology, and it can be extended at the front. Sort of rifle piece comes out, I assume to snipe. Even has some legs here so we can prop it against something. Then we've got it compressed down. I wasn't sure what this was at first, but you can see the legs pretty much the same. It's got the little shell part at the front. So as the rifle compresses down, he can put this onto his back. Then he has a little cover to cover up on his back. Here's the cover on the back, covering up the peg. On the original figure, this was permanently attached. On this one, you can take it off. There's the peg that's going to hold the rifle. Here's the compressed version of the rifle, holstered onto his back. Goes onto the peg pretty easily. Here he is holding his blaster rifle. He can have one hand holding the trigger area and the other hand supporting the barrel. Here he is on top of these Predator pillars with the legs out and the barrel extended, get ready to snipe down some opponents. Although we've never actually seen a Predator in any of the films use a hand cannon or rifle, here is a few different other ones that Neca has released from previous Predators. Now let's look at his blast effect. This is a pretty cool accessory. It will attach to a shoulder cannon and simulate an energy blast coming out. They have released this before in the Predator accessory pack, and I think with the Ultimate City Hunter. The color is a little bit different on this one. You can see it's very red at the base and sort of orange or white at the front. It's going to attach here onto his cannon. Here it is next to the existing blast effect release in the back. That one is pretty much pure orange. I must say this new one looks quite a bit better. Here he is with the blast effect attached to a shoulder cannon. Looks pretty nice. Here he is shooting at and taking out an alien with his shoulder cannon. And like I said before, it will also work with the Ultimate City Hunter. Now let's look at his Gauntlet Blaster. I must confess, I had a hard time figuring out what this was. The description of what he came with said he came with a Gauntlet Blaster. So by process of elimination, I figured out that's what this is. One piece here has a little blaster that attaches to his gauntlet, and the other one is just a cover when it's not in use. Here's his gauntlet with the cover on. Simply looks like a gauntlet, nothing special going on. And then here he is with the Gauntlet Blaster attached. It sits upward a little bit, has a small blaster at the top. Nice little extra energy device. And then pointing the blaster at you. And while we're talking about his gauntlet, this isn't a removable accessory, but it does come with his gauntlet computer and bomb. If you take this thing, it is hinged, it can open up. I'm not sure how it did in the movie, but I feel like the hinge should be on the bottom here. I'm sure it's screen accurate. And if any of you guys have the Ultimate City Hunter, this thing is so easy to break. Be extremely careful with it. When you open it up, it has some of the Predator lettering in there. The detail's very nice. And since this Gauntlet Bomb is one of these Predator signature weapons for the films, really cool to have this. Now let's look at his discs. He's got one in perfect circle form, and it's sort of shut and can attach to his belt. Then he's got another one. It's open, extended, ready to be thrown. Here he is with the disc holstered at his side. And even after all these years, Neca still hasn't perfected this. It is so hard to fit the disc in there, and it falls out so easily. Come on, Neca, make it a little better, please. Here he is, holding the disc that he just took off his belt. And here's the disc, open and extended, just before he throws it. And these discs have a nice amount of detail on them. You can see some of the computer parts, both in the front and the back. Now let's look at his combi stick. At the bottom there, it's broken down, like he'd have it on his back. And then he pulls it out and extends it, like on the top. Here he is, holding the combi stick as it's compressed, like he just pulled it off his back. And then, here he is, holding it fully extended. And speaking of holstering the compressed combi stick onto his back, this guy has a little hole in his back, and a lot of the other Predator figures have a small piece that goes into there, and then it can hold the combi stick. Not sure why they didn't include that with this Predator. You may not be able to see it very well, but here's an example of the ultimate city hunter with that clip onto his back. This guy has a hole, and it wasn't in the original Scout Predator, so they added the hole and didn't include the clip. Kind of odd. Now that we've taken a pretty good look at both the figure and his accessories, now let's check out his height. From bottom to the top of his head, sitting at about 8.2 inches tall, which is going to translate to a hair under 21 centimeters. Now let's check out his articulation. Starting with his head here, of course it can rotate from side to side. He can look up and down about that far, not too bad. His shoulder cannon here, it can go up and down his shoulder. It can rotate as well. Shoulders on a ball joint, they go about 90 degrees, up, down, around, all that good stuff. He's got a bicep cut below that, double jointed elbows below that, they go all the way in. He has rotation at the gauntlet here. His claws go in and out. His wrists can rotate around, and it's hinged as well. He's got a ball joint in his torso up here. It can rotate around. You can go forward and back just a tiny bit. Then he's another ball joint down here. It can rotate around as well. And then go forward and back a little bit more. Giving him a pretty good range of motion, his torso here. Legs on ball joints, they can go out about this far. The leg can swivel independently against the ball. Then go forward about that much, and back really not at all. He does have a hinged wrist computer here. Double jointed knees below that. They can go all the way back. And then his foot here, it's on a ball joint. It can rotate around. It can go up and down. It can tilt and rock. Pretty much anything you need. Now let's check out the reuse between the original non-Ultimate Scout Predator release. So let's start off with our feet. As far as I'm concerned, the feet appear to be the same, painted considerably different. And then their legs, I believe their legs are completely identical. They both have double jointed knees. They're painted considerably differently, but you can see it looks like the same armor pieces. So I'd say everything from here down is going to be the same. Then it gets quite a bit different moving up. The torso is different. The ball joint has more movement down here. Then he has a second joint here where his is one solid piece on the original release. Looks like the hands are the same, although this guy has numerous different hands, whereas I don't think the original had that. The claws are different, but I noticed they both have the bloody look to them. I would say his gauntlet is the same here, but the arms are different. The new one has double jointed elbows, the old one does not. On the other side, the gauntlet is different. His computer was just sort of sculpted on there, no articulation, no separate pieces. Going further up, it looks like the armor pieces are pretty much the same, just painted differently. Say the shoulder cannon looks to be the same as well. Their heads look to be the same sculpt, although painted considerably differently. A lot of similarities, but a lot of upgrades as well. Now let's check them out, compared with some other action figures. Starting off with some other Predator 2 figures. Here he is with the Ultimate Lost Predator. This was the Predator to kickstart the 30th anniversary collection. Here he is with the Ultimate City Hunter from Predator 2. Although this figure is not part of the 30th anniversary collection, it was an upgrade over the original City Hunter release. They're going to be releasing an Ultimate Battle Damage City Hunter in the 30th anniversary collection, but this is definitely my default look for him. Here he is next to the Ultimate City Demon City Hunter. I believe this is a New York Comic Con exclusive, and this is also part of the Predator 2 30th anniversary collection. Here he is with the entire Predator 2 Lost Tribe. They're going to be remaking each of these figures in Ultimate format, and I look forward to each and every one of them. And here he is with some more Predator 2 related figures. From left to right, we've got the armored Lost Predator, but not the Ultimate one, and not the original Lost Tribe version. Then we've got, I believe, a Super Nintendo video game colored City Hunter. Then we've got McFarlane City Hunter. And in the middle, we've got this Scout Predator. Then we've got the Battle Damaged City Hunter, then the Cloaked City Hunter, and then the last one is the Battle Angel. That is the younger version of Greyback, which is the Lost Tribe's clan leader. Now let's check him out next to the most recently released Predator figures that NECA's made. Here he is with the Ultimate Lost Predator and the Ultimate City Demon, and these are all both part of the 30th anniversary collection. When that collection's said and done, I believe we'll have 11 figures. And I think they hinted there will be more. And before that, it was the Ultimate Alpha Predator. Now let's check him out next to some Predator figures from each of the Predator films. Here he is next to the Ultimate Jungle Hunter from Predator. And here he is with the Predator 2 Lost Tribe. And here he is next to the clan leader, Scar, Chopper, and Celtic from Alien vs. Predator. Then, next to Wolf from Aliens vs. Predator. NECA has promised to give us an Ultimate Wolf in the near future. Still waiting for that. Here he is with Falcon, Tracker, and Berserker from Predators. Then, with the Ultimate Fugitive and Deluxe Assassin from The Predator. Here he is next to a couple of Ultimate Xenomorphs from the 1986 film Aliens. Then, with a couple of Engineers from Prometheus. Here he is, next to some human figures from NECA's various Alien and Predator lines. Then, here he is, taking on Dutch and his extraction team from Predator. We've got Hawkins, Anna, Dutch, Billy, and Dylan, hoping to complete the team real soon. So overall, this is a pretty nice Predator figure. His articulation is good, his accessories are excellent. He's fairly expensive. This guy was $35 at Amazon, and that's not counting the shipping. But overall, very solid figure. I'd be a little bit more excited for him if I didn't already have a Scout Predator that looked very similar to this. But don't get me wrong, this one is well worth the purchase. If I were to rate this guy, probably give him a 7 out of 10. Can't wait to get the rest of the Ultimate Lost Tribe. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add it to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I will talk to you guys real soon.